Okay. Coming in to your own experience, into your body, as if for the very first time. And we are going to we're actually going to do some Nadi Shodhana today. So Nadi Shodhana is alternate nostril breathing. You will close one nostril and then the other. And you'll start with but we're not quite there yet. We're going to do a couple other breaths before that, and I'll explain it when we get there. Let me just set this up further. The final countdown. Da, 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 da. Okay. So we are going to do just a couple of big breaths for your whole body. You can do this with seated, standing, however you want to be. Inhale, open, reach it out. Try to bring your awareness into the entire experience of being in your body. Exhale down. Inhale, feet on the floor, reaching your hands to the heavens. Exhale down. So just breathing into the space around you, into the space inside you. And then on the exhale, letting go, coming down to earth. Two more like that. Inhale, lift, arch, and open. Exhale, landing on the planet, filling up, expanding, getting bigger, and then shrinking back down into the size you are on the exhale. And before we go on with the breath work, let's just do a little bit of lubrication of the joints. So circling your pelvis in one direction, and then the other way, getting those femur heads up in your hip sockets to get some greasy synovial fluid in the joint, lubricating up the joints. And also waking up your feet so that your feet are mobilizing, moving through. People like in yoga will say, move around the corners of the feet. Your feet don't really have corners, but it's an okay image. So, but think of like that full edge that as you circle around, you're getting around the edges of your feet. And then we're going to come in and just have a little shake and bounce. Shake it out, shake it out. I got to go get my physio ball. Shake, 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 shake. And then coming in for Nadi Shodhana. So we're going to this is my right hand, closing my right nostril. I'm going to exhale everything out, then inhale through the left and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right and exhale through the left. So I'm not going to guide it. We're just going to add a little teeny breath hold. So you're going to inhale 3 to 6 second breath hold, and then exhale. At the bottom of the exhale, short 3 to 6 second exhale, breath hold. Inhale, short breath hold. Exhale, short breath hold. So I'm not going to cue it because the breath holds could be different, but I'm just going to keep going with that. Make it work in a timing that works for you. With a little teeny exhale, breath hold on the exhale and a breath hold on the inhale. And we're not trying to like make any huge effort. We want to make it easy. So a simple amount of time, nothing that takes a lot of strenuous effort, but something that's super easy. As you're in there, just imagine that each little breath hold, whether it's an exhale or an inhale, is an opportunity to really soften and relax. So if it's causing stress in any way, you don't want to do it. Make it shorter. I like to imagine I'm kind of floating in each breath hold. So let's just do one last round. You're going to end it on your exhale. So a whole full round. End it on an exhale out of the left. Yeah, great for your brain. The two hemispheres of your brain getting a little bit of balance. Obviously, if your nose is really stuffed up, that is not going to work for you. Let's just do a little shake out again. Rubbing our hands together. We'll do the lymph flush. Right hand to left collarbone. Just a gentle massage above and below the collarbone. Maybe yawning, freeing up some of the tissue around your jaw. So movement hydrates tissue. Change it to the other side, left hand to right. Feeling into your body, feeling into sensation, really landing in your experience of being a human in a body on the planet. What does it feel like? What is the phenomenology of that experience? What are the little subtle pulses, ripples, flavors, temperatures, all the stuff that is from a body level of experience? Coming up around the angle of the jaw. It's easy to come into the body level when you're engaging with your body, right? We come in, we can feel from both sides. I can feel my neck under my hands, and I can feel my hands on my neck. So tuning into both directions of your own touch. And feeling if you've got any kind of tenderness in there, be very gentle. We're just going to pull down the sternocleidomastoid on each side, just from under your ear, big muscle of the neck, both sides. Shake it out, shake it out. Coming into the one next to your nose, little circles. So we think sometimes of our body as like a thing that is separate from us, but it is all an integrated experience, us being here on the planet. But also sometimes, like if your sinuses are stuffed up, if you've got a lot of congestion, very gentle movement, giving like your face a massage is going to move the tissue, right? It's going to move the fluids around so that maybe if there's stuffed upness, we can move a little bit, not get too locked up in there. It's another reason why we want mobility in our face, right? Things that like fillers and Botox and all that kind of stuff that like lock up our face is not going to be the healthiest for our system. Surprise, surprise. Shake it out, shake it out. 10 little dragons running through the forest. I know people like I've heard people who have had like get a lot of migraines and stuff like that people have given them Botox so that they wouldn't be tensing their muscles. And that's a very objectified way of working with a problem. uh, so we just want to make sure that there's flow. within our system. And anytime we're moving it from the outside, from the inside, we are helping to encourage that flow. Of course, there are times where we just need to rest and not do anything. But a lot of these little energy works or movement works are going to help, or exercises are going to help improve flow through our system. All right, coming down to our K27 points, little circles, couple inch or an inch, 2 inches below your clavicle. There should be a little indentation circling in there. Calling all of the parts of you that may be off in the rest of the world, just for now, to come back into this moment in your experience. The threads of thought, the threads of energy, the threads of worry, let that go. Bring in all of your awareness into this moment, into yourself, into this moment with your cells. And then find a thump right over your sternum. You can go out to the edges, getting a full Tarzan. Sinus thump is really here, but I like to open it up. Make some noise, let out some sound through your throat. If you have any kind of rigid thinking about yourself, let it go. But I'm not that kind of person. I would never make a noise like that. Oh no. Soften it up. You can always come back to being whoever you are. But for now, just let it be in the experience of your animal body. All right. Right hand to left armpit, mobilizing the tissue, the lymphatic fluids. And same thing on the other side, left to right. Coming in for Cisterna chyli, just a little pulse in and up. And then inguinal fold, front of your hips, or between your hip bone, front of your hip bone here and your pubic bone. Move around. We've already moved our pelvis a little bit. Yeah, we don't want things like our let's say our pelvic floor within the pelvic diaphragm, within our bones, within our pelvis. We don't want that to be stagnating, right? We want movement in there. So this could be the movement, just shaking your butt, shaking your tail. Look at how, as I shake my tail, my head is also going. Head-tail connection. We're going to come around the back, just do a little in your sacrum. So between this little bottom of the triangle of your sacrum, getting in there. And then coming down, back of the knees. I like to come around the front as well, massaging that out. I find that moving the tissues around my knees with my kind of little circular movements with my thumbs or finger really help move if there's inflammation in there, help that get moving. In the parts of our body that are like really bandy fascia parts, there are layers of fascia, like our IT band, right? We had this big band of very strong fascia, but underneath it is another layer that's kind of more gelatinous. And we want to have mobility between those layers. We don't want a loose IT band. Our IT band, if we had a loose one, we wouldn't be able to stand. We'd be falling over. So we need that. That's that strong packing material, packing tape-like material, very bandy. But underneath it, there's more gelatinous stuff. But then around our knees, like there's a lot of, there's not so much blood flow. So we want to get the fluid flow by moving the tissue, right? When we have like big bandy connective tissue areas, it's not like there's a whole bunch of veins going through them or clearing up whatever needs to be cleared up. Let's take it down to the floor, sitting in a cross-legged position. We're going to keep working with that idea of mobilizing the pelvic floor and the pelvis. So circling your body, circumducting your body over your pelvis, rib cage, making this circle over your pelvis. Free up your head and neck. Mobilizing. If it feels crunchy, go make it smaller. So we don't need to always go for our biggest movement. Sometimes something more subtle will be more effective. Change direction. Really landing in your experience. Physical sensation, sound, visual, whatever's around you in your sight. The smells, the temperature, the feeling of your clothes or the floor. All right, we're going to change non-dominant leg. We're also going to change the exercise, and we're going to go with side-side stretch, letting your head go off vertical, making this nice C curve, palm toward the floor. So I open out, my palms are facing front, one palm down, the other palm toward the floor. Feeling the relationship between the right, left of your body, the two sides of your body. As we lengthen one and let the other one kind of come into itself, little curl side to side, lateral flexion and extension. And we're going to change it slightly. You're just going to take it to one side. You're going to look down toward the floor, look forward, look up into your elbow, forward to the floor, your side, forward to your elbow, come in and open it up to the other side, looking down towards the floor, look forward, look up, forward, down, forward, up, forward, and come all the way up. We'll take it down the front. Shift your body from one knee towards the other. So letting your spine undulate from side to side as you shift your weight, sort of from one butt cheek to the other. Head towards one knee and then towards the other. Letting the head weight really drop down. So opening up the back body by relaxing the neck and head and mobilizing your spine, shifting from side to side. Good. And then we'll come up and we'll take it down to the floor. Onto your back. Surrender into the floor. Let's actually start with our knees into our chest. So in this sort of ball position, the weight of your legs dropping into your body. We're not going to go for a big roll, but just a tiny little shift side to side so that your weight is coming more onto one side and then your weight is coming more onto the other, but your back is still fairly connected to the floor. So just starting slow with the knees into the chest. Taking your time. So as I'm doing this, I am curling my spine so that I get like into my waist. But then I'm starting to kind of lengthen out my spine. My knees are going to move down slightly as I do just a little bit of extension in my back, which massages lower in my back. Right? I'm just trying to get all across from my mid back down through my sacrum as my legs kind of move up and down. You may want to do something totally different. And if that is the case, then do it. Listen to your body. What does it want? Letting your head and neck relax as much as possible. Just notice, what are you holding on to? My hands are holding my legs, and I can feel little bits of tension here and there. If you start to notice the tension, see if you can release it a little bit. Can you become, even in this little balled up position, more fluid? Letting your legs go down to the floor. We are going to open, and in that open position, rock from side to side. So that's going to massage through your butt. Soles of your feet together, knees stay open. rocking the lower half of your body. And then you're going to close. So we're doing a lot of movement again with this relationship of our pelvis to our ribs to our head, opening and closing through the legs. As relaxed and easy as possible. I'm noticing that my head wants to go in the same direction as my legs. So I'm letting that happen. Just notice what your body wants to do. Is there something that feels particularly good? And you move toward that? Or is there something you're like, oh, I just gotta get that thing. I just gotta stretch it out, or I just gotta massage it. Get in there, do it. Now I'm going away from my legs. Ah, I can feel this expansion reaching out through my arms. So let yourself, it might seem, oh, we're just doing that leg exercise from side to side, but we're really, there's so many possibilities of what could be going on down here. So let yourself, I'm going to take my leg further across. Let yourself explore it and listen in and feel what would feel good to you. You do not have to do exactly what I'm doing. You could do something quite different. Sometimes I do my own, like if I want to do a workout and sometimes I will do my own video from the YouTubes, and often I don't do exactly what I'm doing in the video. I do what I want to do. It's not very often that that happens, just once in a while. All right, let's come into center. Open your feet just a little bit wider than your sticky mat. Internally rotate one leg at a time, spiraling in. Imagining that this inner spiral is going up inside your body as well. So it's coming in. And the other side is also slightly internally rotated, right? This isn't just falling open. We're keeping that bottom leg turning in slightly. Ah, feels good. Letting yourself stretch and mobilize. So inside your body, these layers of fascia, which is your whole body is continuous with fascia, right? It's everywhere. And it's like the little muscle casings, even the little fascicle, the little tiny bits of muscle casings are fascia. So we've got really fine, like gossamer little tiny casings. And then we've got these big bandy materials as well. And then we have like this cloud-like stuff. So it is the organ of form, keeping us organized. And it's also in direct relationship with your whole body all the time. This wholeness pattern of you. Let's take your hands down by your sides, feet parallel, press it up. Everyone wants to separate it out. And this is just a model for thinking about your body, but it's all one continuous living animal body. Circles with your, which is you, the expression of you on one level. Circles with your pelvis. Mobilizing again the pelvis, the legs, the ribs, change direction. So all of this pelvis stuff is really great if we're sitting a lot, which almost everybody everybody I know sits a lot. Not everybody, but most people. I don't think the mailman sits that much. He's charging around all the time. And then come in, roll it down through your spine, and let's take a very free flow, happy baby. And if you're up for it, rolling forward and backward through your spine, massaging out your back in this upper versus lower manner. If you feel like it, take it into a plow. You can hang out there. Go back and forth a few times if that feels okay. You can try bending one leg, bending the other in your plow. Even you could try taking your knees to one side, knees to the other. So this is the place that I tend to get tight. And this is one way of massaging it out. Upper back, upper shoulders, neck. But also that could be too much. You might not need that. All right, let's come back down to the floor and we are going to roll ourselves around onto our bellies on our mat. We're going to do like a really simple, but just a little teeny crawl to the top of your mat on the floor. So not exactly an army crawl, but kind of an army crawl, and then push yourself back. Can you push yourself back? Should be getting a massage across your quads as you're doing this. It can be in any way. Can you find a way to travel up to the edge of your mat and then a way to travel down your mat on your belly? Right? Anyway, in any way. There's many ways that I can do this. And as I'm doing it, I'm getting a lot of mobility in the tissues in the front of my body, also in my pelvis, head-tail connection. One last time, come to the top of your mat and just stay there. We are going to come into this Sphinx position. So your elbows are directly below your shoulders. You're going to drop your head, start to curl, looking towards your pubic bone. Drop your pubic bone, roll it up through your spine, lift your legs. Drop your legs, drop your head, roll it down, drop your pelvis, roll it up, and lift. Drop your legs, head, push back, pulling through and lifting. Drop and push, coming through, unlift. Another great exercise for people who sit too much, right? We're opening the front of the pelvis, we're strengthening the back, we're rolling through our spine. Last one. Relax it down, wag your tail, and then bend your knees and let your legs fall from side to side, massaging through the front of your quads, relaxing your feet. And come in, head on your hands, toes curled under, pushing up and down. Just a little rock in your body. Jangly body. Let your bones jangle. Tissues melting and softening. Neck, jaw, shoulders, letting go. And then tops of the feet on the floor, hands next to your chest, coming up into a cobra and taking it back down. Baby cobra into full cobra, arching and releasing. If you want to, see if you can touch your toes to your head, bending your knees, just opening up that whole front of the body as we come around into that donut shape. It's not very donut-y in my body, but a little bit. The reverse donut. Good. And let's take it back into a child's pose. Shift your weight slightly from side to side, head, neck, and shoulders releasing. Squishing around inside your body. Shift your weight back and come up. Let's come all the way up to hands and knees. So we're doing a whole lot of mobilizing today, a lot of mobility work in our pelvis, in our spine, in our ribs, in our feet, in our hands, circling your chest toward the floor and then up. Free flowing your spine. So if you were sore, this would give an opportunity for that lactic acid to really move out of your body. Or if you were inflamed, also, it could reabsorb inflammation. Change direction. Good. And then come in. Let's come onto our forearms. You're going to just open, pushing your forearm into the floor, and then close, pushing down. So palms up, palms down, palms up, palms down, palms up, palms down, palms up. Curl your fingers in, make a fist in, unpeel it, fold it over, stop in the name of love, drop it down, roll it, fingers curl in and up, down, roll, hands flex, down and roll, down and up. Good. Let's just take that. This is an option. I just really feel like I want to do it. So curling your toes under, taking your butt up to the ceiling like a downward dog. I think it's dolphin. Bend one knee, bend the other. Pushing into your arms, pushing into your forearms. And then coming back down and release. Let's just do this. You're going to circle hands open and in. Opening out, coming in. Open it out, bring it in. Open it out, bring it in. Shake it out. Coming onto your butt, rolling across one butt cheek and then the other. Take as long as you want to. Really mashing through, massaging out the tissue in your glutes. Your glutes, your rotators, your piriformis. You can also stay on one side and kind of roll around, breathing into it. Same thing on the other side. Freeing up your pelvis. And a lot of people clench in their butts, right? There's a lot of muscle butt clenching that people do. So we want to make sure that those muscles aren't just like getting tonic where they're barely moving, right? There's flow. Is that right? Tonic, hypertonic, hypotonic. There's the two different versions. One is there's a lot of movement. One is there's not much movement. So we're going to hook an ankle over your knee and you're going to roll from side to side with that. You could do this laying down. It's going to affect different locations if you're laying on the floor. Switch it to the other side and the same thing, rolling across. Yeah, hyper and hypotonic. And then come in, take your legs out in front of you, give them a bang. We're going to do a little butt walk forward. Again, giving that pelvis, those hamstrings, this huge amount of mobility. You can do this with bent knees. If it's hard to be sitting in an L shape with your legs straight, do it with bent knees. Use as much of your body as you need to walk, right? To butt walk forward and backward a few times. Getting all of that squishiness inside your pelvis, mobilizing. Gut body, mobilizing. Reproductive organs, mobilizing. Good. And let's come in. We're going to come back to this, with the knee drop, but you're going to lift, arch, take it down to the floor. Push the floor away. Paint the rainbow. Open it up. Take it down. Push and open. working for a sense of fluidity in the movement. So there's a sense of even flow as you go from side to side. It's not all jerky. It is agile, graceful. Good. And then coming in, and we are going to come up to standing. Do a little bit more work from here, just to get us moving in space a little bit. So we've done all this mobility on the floor, rolling around. Now let's take it into the space, launching ourselves. Stay on the floor if you need to. But we're going to reach, if you're up, into your vertical plane. So high right, high left, low right, low left. You can imagine that there's a point that you're reaching to, another point, low right, low left. So this is like the door plane. I'm reaching to the four corners of the door, right? The door plane, the vertical plane. Shifting your weight, radiating away from center. And again. And then let's just cycle through the vertical plane. So circling around. And then going the other way. Again, seeing if you can find a sense of even flow. Good. And then relax, shake it out, let it go. We're going to hit the points in a different way. So I'm going to cross my body and hit to the high corner, and then I'm going to open down to the low corner. Crossing up, high corner, opening, low corner. Crossing, high corner, low corner, high corner, low corner. Same thing on the other side. Crossing, high, opening down, low. Crossing, high, opening, low. Crossing, high, opening, low. One more. Crossing, high, opening, low. Now, I'm going to cross low and open, high. Crossing down, opening, high. Crossing low, opening, high. Crossing low, opening, high. Same thing on the other side. Crossing low, opening, high. Crossing low, opening, high. Crossing low, opening, high. Last one. Good. And let's just circle our shoulders. Easy circles. Letting that mobilize your rib cage, lungs, and heart. So as I'm circling my shoulders, I'm also moving my head tail, moving my spine. And then let's go with let's do this. One shoulder circle, add the elbows, take it out to the wrists, and then whole hand. Again, shoulders to the elbows, all the way to the wrists, out to your fingertips. And we'll just come forward with the same thing. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingertips. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingertips. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. And let's just breathe. Inhale, open. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, open, reach, maybe tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, drop your head, coming down to earth. Inhale, reach, chest, lungs, heart opening, tippy toes or not, up to the heavens. Exhale, dropping it down to earth. Inhale, open, arch, lift. Exhale, drop it down. Last one, inhale up, open, lift. Exhale down, drop it, but open your feet wide and shift from side to side. Let your head hang, neck releasing. If you need to be a little higher for this, you can. You could even use a chair. Wherever you are is fine. Shifting from side to side. And then come into center, bend your knees, roll all the way up. Inhale, open. And then exhale, a little shake. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Have a little tantrum in your body. Just jiggling everything out. Tina Turner, Proud Mary moment. Shaking, shaking, shaking. Let it go. All right, let me do a quick check on the TV land people. And then I will come right back into the room. This is a more mobility-based class today. Oh yes, we had someone was in there. All right, I'm going to close out TV land. I am getting ready to start a whole bunch of new, not a whole bunch, but a few new programs in February. So if you want to do any kind of movement for meditators,